Hey Lunarticks. This reading is for anyone who identifies as a Cancerian during December 2018. And it's also for anyone who is just drawn to Cancerian energy during December 2018. So Cancer may be your Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, or Mars. Or it may be any other placement for you. You may just be drawn to that energy because you're interested in it in general and want to call it in, maybe, or perhaps you are interested in a particular Cancer. We have the King of Feathers reversed. We have the Six of Feathers upright, transition and insight. So, the King of Feathers reversed, normally logical and representing justice upright. And the Paulina Cassidy SpirtSong tarot that we're using anyway. In the reverse, the King of Swords for me is often dishonest, certainly illogical, as we would see here. This is in the position of how you're feeling internally. I'll say we. I am a Cancer rising. It may resonate. We shall see. It could also be an indication that some of us are feeling deeply for an air sign, Libra, Gemini, or Aquarius, Cancers, and then the World card, but also in reverse, this is what we're headed toward. We are transitioning into a calmer mental and emotional state, I do believe, with the Six of Air, as what we're experiencing externally, or how we're being perceived, how we're interacting with others. It's what we're actually doing versus how we're feeling. And we're headed to a space where we may be afraid of our own success, or avoiding celebrations, not feeling fulfilled. The Nine of Acorns, or Wands, Fire, Broads, reversed. The Three of Acorns, upright. The Five of Crystals, upright. And one more, a piece of advice. It's our hopes and the Ace of Acorns. Fire, 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 Cancers. Our hopes are the Nine of Fire reversed, power and perseverance upright. We hope to be done waiting on something. In the position of what's covering us, the King of Swords is also someone who normally upright doesn't let anyone down, doesn't want to, is so honest with his intentions, both with himself and with other people, that he rarely ever lets someone down. Of course, there's exceptions to every rule. There's accidents for anyone, but it's understandable because, you know, he hasn't been intentionally misleading with anyone or himself in any way. He's also very wise. He obviously offers honest counsel and has intelligent ideas. But I think what we're seeing here for us Cancers, most of us, is feeling like we let someone down. Maybe that is ourselves. Maybe for some that is specifically because we were dishonest with someone or ourselves about something. Since we are moving on to calmer waters, calmer emotional and mental states, or likely specifically for most, reaching calmer emotional states, moving toward a calmer emotional state this month via a more peaceful, positive, beneficial mental perspective. We could be moving away from some arguments, some fights, some harsh communications anyway, possibly. Six of Swords, the Six of Swords. It could also be actual travel, not just traveling, not just moving to a calmer state, but actually moving. For some. For some Cancers, you've been manipulated and betrayed by someone, not necessarily an air sign, just someone who's lied to you, manipulated you to an extent that you are literally getting away from them. You're afraid of a successful, in that case, for those of you who resonate with the message in that way, I think you're afraid of your own success in that transition because it means leaving that person behind. For some. The Two of Acorns or Wands is showing up again. Or is showing up as well, giving us another fire card here. And it is Sag season, of course. We've got the new moon on the 7th in Sagittarius and Mercury moving into Sagittarius on the 12th after it goes direct on the 6th while it's still in Scorpio with Venus. Anyway, they will both be there in just a couple of days now. So, that could be connected to some of what we're looking at, of course. The World card in reverse, the fulfillment and celebration in reverse here in the near future. Being blocked here in the near future. Or avoided, maybe a better way to say it for some, but out of reach, is sometime in December, maybe the height of, maybe by the end of. As always, time is fluid, and it's these timings can't be exact for everybody. For multiple people, even. This is a lesson in persistence and appreciating new possibilities. Normally the Five of Pentacles or Five of Earth, which is the Five of Crystals here, is lack, loss, needing to find good vibes, needing to find the good luck that I feel like is pictured here. Cancers may be in search of support of some type, maybe of multiple types. This can be about feeling alienated, feeling alone, maybe even while you're with someone. Just poverty of any and all types. This is what the lesson's about, and specifically said in the way of persisting past and beyond and through those obstacles, that energy this month, when and where we do feel that way, and that's maybe just I'm feeling that is maybe just a particularly rough spot in the month for some, that it actually feels that heavy. For others, it's more than that. Again, oh no, this is creative force and confidence. Creative force and confidence is reversed in the advice. And then you have this Empress energy with abundance noted there. Certainly in the beginning of the new year, if not before the end of the month. Following not long after that is divine wisdom and spiritual power, pictured in this shaman card. And then the Emperor. So much fire energy, Cancers. The advice may be to realize that you're not quite ready for something. The Ace of Cups in the reverse is the clarifier on the Ace of Wands in the reverse. So not being willing to share openly, experiencing a false or unrequited love. I'm sure that that's what you're dealing with if you had someone manipulating you, lying to you, and you're trying to move away from that person to some extent, or afraid to, and yet are trying to. It was likely a false start, a false love, possibly all about sex and nothing else. At least you're coming to realize for them, at least for the most part. If it's an Aries in particular that you're dealing with, Cancers, I feel like the message is to steer clear, at least for now. For the most part, I do see the message that in that case, we're dealing with a false love. We're dealing with a at the very least, it not being the right time to share openly with this person. For others, a better way to phrase what we're talking about is is to say unrequited love. See, this is a lesson in persistence, and you're hoping to not have to persevere through this. There's a transition here that we're not certain we want to see all the way through. We're scared to succeed. We're scared to make plans and choose a direction beyond and past this person. We don't want to really close the door, even and especially those who have been deeply, highly, mentally, maybe emotionally manipulated. That's abuse, and we are transitioning, but we're doing so slowly. We're afraid. We don't want to have to persevere through this. We're hoping we don't have to. We don't really feel like we have the strength to, a lot of us, finish this at this time. Some of us are pushing on because we haven't heard from this person yet, and there's going to be that space of time where we do hear from them, and it's like we're not quite ready for that. And for some of us, being ready for that is a more serious matter than for others. We're really in need of unconditional love for our mind, body, and spirit at this time. I'm pretty sure I've said that to every sign for December 2018. It feels like it anyway, almost every sign. We are headed toward that beauty and abundance, that divine feminine energy, embodying or meeting that energy in some sense. It's as I said, if not by the end of the month, in the beginning of next year, in the beginning of 2019, but there is this lesson in persistence that precedes it. Paint a picture of what you're striving toward, the life you want for yourself, the future you see, the vision that could make you as happy as you believed that this person would, could, might, when you thought you knew who they were, when you thought they were being honest with you, if that's your particular situation. For some, there is the message here that it's you that's not been honest with yourself or someone else. Or have just been very harsh and judgmental and critical in communication. We've all been dealing with some unfortunate communication blunders of one type or another during Mercury retrograde, I'm sure. And so some, as I said, it's sort of on a spectrum, as usual, as always with these general readings, really, where for some it's well, just a little more serious, to put it plainly, than for others. For some, it is downright abuse, and this is a message about learning to protect your boundaries, and the first step is to get away from your abuser. And yeah, that means closing the door on them. It's a lesson in persistence, a lesson in persisting toward new possibilities, learning how to paint pictures in your mind and on paper, if need be, of your future and of your possibilities, of your the goals that you can attain and you can reach, that feel real and drive you forward and push you on and push you to rebuild, even when you miss someone that you really thought was for you, really thought you belonged with, if that's the case. For some, with this false start, Now the Ace of Cups can be false love, unrequited love, but the false, or the Ace of Wands here, the Ace of Acorns, Ace of Fire here, can also be a false start. So for some, with this message of just not ready yet, false start, that is what we're looking at. That perhaps if you're on the less serious end of this message, and you haven't been experiencing abuse, but rather just immature, harsh, perhaps dishonest communication between you and another during Mercury retrograde, unclear communication, seemingly judgmental and cruel, there's potential for at a later time for the two of you to be ready to have a second start that's not a false start. I'm not saying that's just for a few, honestly. That really is just for a few. That would mean that the Ace of Cups is representing that one or both of you is just not ready or able to share as openly as you would need to make this connection work right now. But I really think that's just for a few, the way this is coming through. Odds are, with all these cards and both of these decks, there's a clearer way for that to be said if that were the message for most. It's really, truly how I feel about it. Most of us are rebuilding after something that wasn't meant for us. That we may have built for us, but it turned out it wasn't for us. Just one clarifier also on this Three of Acorns, Fire, Wands, Rods, which says foresight and exploration. I know we're afraid to move too far away from this person, lock the door and throw the key away, lose their number. We're afraid to completely cut it off, which is what I think the Three of Wands would be. We've chosen the direction we're going, we know what we're doing, but we haven't actually made the move, maybe literal for some, and exploring, new possibilities with new people, being honest about what the limitations of this relationship are, and calling it quits in the name of our own health and best life, is the fear, because that means no more Mr. or Mrs. So-and-so. Right. Then that bond is really broken. Then that tie is really cut. That cord is really cut. It's really severed. It's really the split is final. For those few who have a chance of coming back together, I think it can only be on the other side of this seeming final in every way now. But I could be wrong. It's your situation. I don't want to. You have to listen to your intuition, and as always, bring your discernment to the table, because there are certainly love life situations out there, romantic and otherwise, that, and messages that come through at different times on the table, about situations that require someone to act quickly, in the name of saving a partnership. This is not what this message is talking about this month here, Cancers. Okay. for those few of you who are going to hold on and aren't going to let go and are going to persist in the direction of what everyone is telling you not to, what the message is telling you not to, what the signs are telling you not to, you have a lesson to learn about that. Because some, with the Tower in reverse, some are in denial about allowing this situation to fall apart. You all are scared to, we're all scared to explore beyond this dishonesty, beyond this unclear communication, beyond this likely either very manipulative person or air sign possibly that we just can't let go of, want to hold on to, or harsh communication we may have been a part of, at least, that we're holding on to. We have our different reasons for not wanting to explore past this point. For most of us, a lot of us here, I feel, beyond this person. Some at this point really can't tame their desire for this person, and that too is for different reasons. For some it is sex, for some it is just being scared to be without them. We've been with these people for different lengths of time. What else do you have faith in besides this connection with this person, and besides this person and the future that you had pictured for the two of you, and how happy that picture would make you? Because there really is a message here that you're not celebrating a transition that you should be in the near future, or maybe not even actually seeing the transition through, potentially, because you don't see a celebration and signs of fulfillment on the other side of it. And you are feeling this, fearing your success in this transition, finalizing, getting away from, again, likely a person or an energy that you're interacting with that is much like another person, even if it's part of you or something else. Like might as well look at it from the point of view as if it were someone else that you're dealing with, if it's not, is what I'm saying, I guess. But that, a lot of that can be because you don't know what else you have faith in, and that can be a cure. That could just be a matter of taking time to ask yourself that question and answer it, or even just start making attempts at answering it. Where are we at? Oh, already 20 minutes in. There may be, some of you, there may be a counselor that you could talk to, with the King of Cups showing in the upright. Someone calm and mature and stable who could offer you some advice. Someone who, whether they're a professional or not, someone with that air about them, someone who is good at observing emotion and acting accordingly. Again, calm and mature, very steady and sympathetic and empathetic, and I think a lot of what they're going to help you, a lot of what they might help a lot of what they might help a lot of us realize if we were to talk to someone like that, and maybe it's just you know, a friend in our environment, like I said, even if not a professional, but a lot of what we might realize in that space is just that we have this heartfelt energy, this heartfelt offering that we want to make. We have this we have all of this emotion, we have all of this to express, to let out, we have all of this love to give, is basically what I'm trying to say in a different way, I guess. We must, to be offering it to someone who has manipulated, lied, abused, or at the very least to still be trying to give it to someone who we've had very harsh communication with in some way. We must have this all this love energy that we just need to put somewhere, to do something with. And for some, as I said, for some the message is reversed. You've lied to someone, you've betrayed someone, and you know it, and it's on your mind, it's in your feelings, and you'd like to maybe offer a heartfelt expression to this person. And maybe I'm feeling that because I'm talking to cross watchers. I don't know exactly, you know how it resonates, of course. But for a lot, I feel that we can be directed, with the Three of Pentacles showing up underneath, to make a heartfelt expression and to channel it into something creative or some other type of work project that we love to do, and channel that energy that we need to put somewhere into something of that nature for some time. Following a tower-like moment and a lack of faith and a lack of hope, and potentially needing to talk to someone objective about our situation, and manipulation that looks like it is verging on, if not outright abusive, seems like it would certainly call for a period of alone time where your love was channeled into an activity, a work, a creativity, while you reassessed what your boundaries are, what type of relationship you really want, where your strength comes from, what you have faith in, all of these things. And continue to stay away from that person, which can be tricky if it was an abusive situation, right? So I'll have to leave it at that, Cancer, since we're already 25 minutes in. But I do hope that this offered you something that you didn't have when you came to the reading. Actually, we're going to pull one card from the Dreams of Gaia tarot deck as well, just to unify everything, although I feel like it's fairly cohesive. And I'm sure it will give us extra advice. The Youth card. My first impression is that you are dealing with, we're dealing with a really an immature energy, an immature person, but someone who does like and or represent adventure, like this card does. New horizons, excitement, independence, freedom, rebellion, impulsiveness, loyalty, and compromise are things that they're probably learning, those last two. But I think that, those were things that were appealing about this person that we'd maybe gotten involved with. Meaning, we'll skip the key phrases and go straight to the meaning. Sweet-faced and beguiling. The youth has left the security of home and hearth without a backward glance. He is alone but confident in the knowledge that a loving and supportive family will be there if he has need of them. On a quest for adventure and discovery, he seeks the excitement of the new and unknown in distant lands. Following whispers and rumor, he takes risk with little thought or care. His choice is to live in the moment. The past is left behind, while thoughts of the future rest only as far as his next journey. Every adventure gives him a great knowledge of the world and his place in it. Believing himself both immortal and infallible, he often acts spontaneously, using his charm and enthusiasm to win him favor and release him from strife. He rebels against sage advice to use restraint or caution. As far as the youth is concerned, the greater the risk, the more rewarding the outcome. So this is, I think these were things in the experience of whatever we've gotten involved in, maybe done ourselves, or things about the experience, at least, that we were attracted to, right? And this person and ourselves in it possess some of these immature qualities that are beautiful things that, we want to bring with us from our youth, yes, but I think we were chasing some of this youth, maybe, and chasing these experiences, these qualities, and it's led us to this tower moment. And we've got and of course, freedom from fear and asserting your independence, embracing your individuality are beautiful, but defying tradition, and action without thought are things that we then learn lessons about, right? And I think many cancers that this message is for, long since has known those lessons, have learned those lessons, but still there was something about this promise of love, this promise of romance, passion, excitement that had that youthful flair about it. And some are, very young and learning these lessons, maybe for the first time even. Something else about the youth is that he only shows loyalty to those companions who journey with him. Those who are loyal to the quest will have his loyalty in return, while those who seek to curb and restrict him will be met with resistance. Those who share his passions and interests are right, while those who do not are wrong. There are no shades of gray. The youth sees all in black and white. There again, I do feel like that's talking about whomever we were dealing with, maybe. You do have a choice: resist change and live with the consequences, or let go and welcome it in. There will still be consequences, but there will also be rewards. So we'll have to leave it at that because of space cancers. But if you need a private reading from me, please do scroll down to the description box below and check out the options there. They're also on my banner, my about section of my YouTube channel, or just email LunarticksTarot@gmail.com. I'd be happy to work with you rather. The free readings I'll be starting again at the beginning of next year, and in the meantime, I hope you all will make very wise choices moving forward throughout the rest of the month and the year. I thank you again, if I already have, for liking and subscribing, commenting, sharing, messaging, emailing. I love hearing how things resonated. If they did, please let me know. Do take care. I love you, and I will post another tarot fix for you very soon, Cancers.